G'day brewers, I'm Liam from Cooper's DIY Beer. Today we're going to have a chat about beer. Cooper's DIY Beer introducing some raw ingredients, so you can have things like malt, yeast, hops, adjuncts, so you can make it yours. Malt. Malt's a great way to enhance flavour of your beer and actually change some characteristics of it as well. You can have things like roasted malt, where it gives some bitterness to your beer and a bit more roasty flavours, or you can have things like crystal malt, where you can actually do things like add sweetness and a bit of colour to your beer as well. Yeast. We love yeast. Yeast is the soul of the beer. Things like saisons and wheat beers, they are the beers they are from the yeast that they use. Change your yeast and you'll be able to change your beer. Hops. Hops are a great way to add flavour and aroma to your beer and also be able to change the bitterness of your beer as well. There's many different stages in the brewing process you can use it, but we'll cover them all off later. Alright guys, we're going to show you about how to steep some malt here. So we've got the malt inside our food grade safe bag. Just want to lay that flat out onto the table, onto a chopping board preferably. Grab the rolling pin and crush it out. Just want to be able to roll out the malt enough to be able to access the sugars inside of it, but not to make it a fine powder. So we'll roll it out like this. After you've crushed the malt, what you're going to want to do is get a saucepan with a brand new cloth in it. And make sure it's a brand new cloth. We've got the crushed malt right here. We want to open up the bag and tip it in. Okay. Now you want to soak that with some water overnight. Grab your saucepan out of the fridge, and what you want to do is you want to strain the wort back into the pot by lifting up the corners of the cloth. Now don't squeeze the bag too hard, you just want to drain all the liquid back in there. What you want to do from here is sterilise your wort. Now you can do this by boiling it for about 5 minutes. If you are adding bittering hops, now's a good time to put them in as well and boil it for the prescribed amount of time. After you've boiled your wort, you want to cool it down before putting it into the fermenting vessel. Put the lid on the saucepan, chuck it into an ice bath, allow it to cool for 15 minutes before adding it into a sanitised fermenter and before adding your brewing extracts. Hops! They're a great way to add layers to your beer. So chuck them in the boil if you want some more bitterness. If you want some more flavour and aroma, put them in the steep. If you want even more aroma, you can put them in the dry hop. Now I'll show you how to do that now. Once your krausen starts to die down your brew, that's when it's time to add your hops. So get a brand new cloth, put your hops into it, roll it up, chuck it into your fermenter and leave it to infuse for about 3 days. Another great way to use hops is in the boil. If you've steeped your malt in the fridge overnight, you can just add your hops straight into that saucepan there, and that's a great time for you to boil them. If you are, however, doing an extract brew, you can add 200 grams of extract into 2 litres of water and add your hops into that. You can get different characteristics into your beer by boiling your hops for different amounts of times. You can get aroma, flavour or bitterness, depending on when you add your hops in. After you've boiled your wort, you want to cool it down in the ice bath for about 15 minutes. Once your wort is cooled, you want to strain it into your sanitised fermenter. Thanks guys. So using raw ingredients really is as easy as that. And if you want some more information, you can jump online to DIYbeer.com and check out our list of recipes on there.